Hello all. In this video, I will discuss some cloud related concept like what is cloud computing, the models of cloud computing, what is the abstraction and orchestration, essential characteristics and the cloud deployment model. So many people don't know what is cloud. Definitely it is not related to this cloud that we see here. It is something different. So before jumping on cloud, let's discuss the basic first. Suppose you want to set up a new company, then you need some basic infrastructure and the network components. Like you need laptop or desktop. Okay, you need servers, storage or memory, UPS, then the power supply, also the cooling, and some other networking devices like switch, router to run a company. And all these resources are placed in data center or on premises of the company. Hence, organization manage all these resources by themselves. However, there are some challenges. What are these challenges? Like it is expensive. Why? Consider you have 100 TB of memory storage and you are using only 50 TB. Means 50 TB is left free, but you are paying cost for all these 100 TB, right? Regardless of its utilization. That is, it is expensive. Again, it is a less scalable option. If you need more storage, it takes time to purchase and it has long deployment time. So the data center that currently company are using, it quite expensive. It is less scalable. Again, it required huge space for server, long deployment time, and it lacked flexibility. So there are various challenges associated with it. Just see how data center looks like. See, this is the data center, and as we discussed earlier, we need some infra and networking devices. So here you can see this is the server, this is the cooling unit, network storage, UPS. Okay, and this is known as the rack. Means in data center all the resources are placed in this rack. You can see there are multiple resources in one rack. This is how actually the data center looks like. Now what happened in cloud? Let's discuss that. In cloud, some or all the required resources that we earlier discussed are owned or managed by the cloud service provider. I will call cloud service provider as a CSP. That is, we have the AWS cloud, Azure cloud, Google cloud. Okay, so some or all these resources are owned or managed by the CSP and the organization. Organization means the customer, the cloud service customer. That is CSC. Okay, so CSC use these resources as per their requirement. Hence, resources are shared in between the CSP and the CSC in cloud. You will get more understanding on this resource sharing while we discuss on the cloud service model. Now let us define the cloud computing. What is the cloud computing? Here you can see two definitions. One is given by the NIST and one is ISO. So what they mention? In NIST they mention that it is on-demand network access of shared pool of computer resources that can be rapidly provisioned and released with minimum management effort. Okay, and in ISO they mention that it is a network access to scalable and elastic pool of shareable physical or virtual resources with self-service provisioning. Here you can see one basic thing: the network access, rapid provisioning, resources. Most important thing, that is the shared resources, share pool of resources, again shareable pool of resources. Simple term, we can define cloud computing as an approach that manages share pool of computing resources like storage, computer, network using set of technology. I hope it is clear. Now what are the cloud service model? Actually, cloud service model means what service organization or CSC are taking from the CSP, the way they are taking this cloud services. So there are three models. One is infrastructure as a service, one is platform as a service, and other is a software as a service. Now let us discuss what is infrastructure as a service. As we previously discussed, we need the basic infra, like we have the storage, we have the network devices, and we need infra, also servers. In Iaas, or the infrastructure as a service, your organization's network storage and infra server is managed by the CSP, that is the cloud service provider. Here you can see the architecture diagram. Here you can see the resource we have discussed below. Okay, then there is a management plane and the outside work. Here is the CSC. They are communicating with sources using the API. Okay, and they give command to this management plane. Management plane check the new request and align this with the available resources. If any resource is free, then they allocate this to the CSC. Okay, that is the work of the management plane. And API, it is like, consider it is like a waiter in the restaurant, where he takes your order and pass it to the kitchen and deliver your food on time. That is the API. Now in Paas, one another layer get added on it. Okay, so let's see the architecture of Paas. Here you can see everything is same, only this platform layer get added. Generally Paas is built on Iaas only, and here CSC see only platform, not the infrastructure. This Paas service provide platforms such as application platform to the CSC to develop and run code, other platforms like file storage, database, and many other. Means organization, that is the CSC, can develop and run one code on this platform which is provided by the CSP. Now the next model is Saas, that is software as a service. So it goes one more step ahead. Here everything is managed by the CSP only. It provides complete application. CSC just need to access it using web browser, mobile or laptop. So these are the Saas components. You just need to understand the difference between the three models. Okay, the example of Saas is the Gmail. One is Gmail, we can say it is a Teams meeting. Okay, so these are the complete application provided by the CSP, and CSC just configure with this model. Okay, hence in a cloud, depending upon the requirement of the CSC choose the cloud model. Hence resources are shared as per the model, and the responsibility of securing this resource is also shared. That comes with a new term that is called the SSRM, that is the shared security responsibility model. Let's see the figure below. Let me zoom it. So here, as we discuss, if company managing their all the resources on-prem, that is the on-prem, so in that case everything is managed by the organization, that is the CSC. Here you can see the physical server, storage server, then virtualization, OS, application, network, data, IAM, everything is managed by the customer, that is the CSC. In the Iaas, only these three components like physical security, storage, servers, virtualization, then some part of network, data and IAM is managed by CSP in Iaas. Again in Paas and Saas you can check all this field, and in Saas you can see everything is managed by the CSP only. Only the CSC need to configure their resources accordingly. Along with that, IAM and data is the shared responsibility in Saas model. Till now you understand that in cloud resources are shared. That means multiple company can share resource like storage or infra. Then one question is there, that is how these shared resources are secured, or why one organization is unable to look into the data of the other organization. So that is a very fundamental security question. So here comes the two main terminology, that is the abstraction and orchestration. So what is the meaning of abstraction? So here you can see the term virtualization. So what is it? The here we can say abstraction provide the virtualization, means what it do, it hide the underlying physical infra by pooling resources by using the virtualization technique. Means if you are using the infrastructure as a service, this one, and you will get three resources: physical security, storage and server from the CSP. Then above that there is a virtualization layer. You can see the architecture diagram also here. Here you can see these are the computer pool, the storage pool, these are the servers, and here you can see the virtualization. So what abstraction do, it hide this all these underlying resources or the physical infra by pooling this resource together and dynamically allocating this to the CSC via this management plane. Okay, here the hypervisor is the virtual operating platform. It virtualizes physical machine using the abstraction. Okay, this is what the abstraction do. Then what is the orchestration? So orchestration, what they do automate the coordination, allocation and management of this resource pool to CSC. Means here basically what you can see, abstraction, they are hiding the underlying physical infra, their work is to hide. Okay, and abstraction, their work is to automate. So it is providing you the virtualization, okay, and it is allocating resource automatically. There, I hope these two terms are clear. You may see various questions on these two terminology. Now let us see what are the main characteristics of cloud, why people are using the cloud. So there are basically 5 essential characteristics of cloud. Okay, so that is resource pooling that we recently discussed. Both physical virtual resources are shared by CSP and CSC. Okay, then we have the broad network access, that is you can access cloud services anywhere over standard network protocol or client platform. Okay, so this is the very broad network access. Then you have the rapid elasticity. Elasticity means if you require any resource, you need to provision it and deprovision it quickly as per your requirement. Okay, so provisioning and deprovisioning falls under the rapid elasticity. Then the measure service. Measure service means, do you remember we discussed that if the storage capacity is 100 TB and you are using only 50 TB, okay, 50 TB is unutilized. Okay, but in DC you need to pay for all 100 TB, but in cloud you will be charged only for the 50 TB. That is why it is known as pay as you go model. Okay, then other term is the on demand self service. When CSC required to activate any resource, it is known as the on demand. As per your demand, you can activate that resource. Okay, these are the 5 essential characteristics, and this is the reason, due to this characteristic, many organizations are migrating from data center or on-prem to the cloud right now. Okay, I hope you are clear with what is cloud computing, its characteristics and the service model. Also, what is the abstraction and orchestration. Now, as we discussed many times, that resources are pooled in the cloud, means there are the responsibility of CSP and the CSC. Here you can see the shared security responsibility model. For us, CSP, that is the AWS, Azure or the Google, is responsible for infrastructure security, hardware, network and perimeter monitoring. And the CSC is responsible for everything above that, that is the OS, the application data. So most of the responsibility falls under the CSC in Iaas model. Okay, here it is mentioned that high customer control. Then Paas is built on Iaas, and there are few more responsibility falling under the CSP, that is they need to secure their platform, they need to do the core configuration and patching. And the CSC, again they need to look into the user access, API management, the communication protocol, okay, and the deployment that they are doing on this platform. Okay, so it is equally shared model. Then the third one is the Saas. In the Saas, everything is managed by CSP, okay, including your full stack security, including your application infra, data center, okay. And the CSC's responsibility are very limited. They need to manage users, their access management, authorization, and do the configuration accordingly. That is why provider has the highest control in Saas. You can see in this way the responsibility is increasing. For us it is very low for the CSP, then Paas, and then Saas it is highest for the CSP. Now let us discuss what is the cloud deployment model. Previously we have seen the cloud service model, how you are utilizing the service of the cloud. Now let's discuss how cloud is deployed. Actually there are 4 cloud deployment model: public, private, hybrid, and community. So what happened in public? In public, the infrastructure is owned by the CSP, that is the AWS, Azure, or the Google, okay, and it is available to the general public, that is you are using today's internet, that is the public cloud. Okay, there is a private cloud. So in private cloud, all the resources are dedicatedly managed for the single organization. Suppose any organization or any bank want to use cloud but they don't want to share anything, so they may opt for this private cloud. Then there is a community. So in community what happen, several organization with common interest, common concern can form a group, various organization 1 2 3, and they use this model, that is the community cloud. And the hybrid, you have the data center plus you are using any cloud service providers cloud, is the hybrid, data center plus cloud, that is the hybrid model. Along with that there are 2 more concepts, that is the multi-cloud and the hybrid multi-cloud. In the multi-cloud you have the various provider, that is CSP1, it can be the AWS and other can be the Google, so it is the multi-cloud, 2 or more than 2 clouds, okay, that is the multi-cloud. And in hybrid you have more than 2 clouds plus you are using your data center or on-prem services, that is called the hybrid multi-cloud. This brings ends to our session. I hope it is clear to you. If you have any doubt, questions, please comment, I will get back to you. Please like, share and subscribe for more such videos. Thank you.